Hello, this preview shows a new feature coming to AccuTrans 3D, and it's DLL. Decals such as a company logo can be placed on top of the image shown in the OpenGL view window. To reach the control for decals, we use the Tools 1 Cameras Views Decals menu item, and it opens up a cameras dialog, and we press on Decals, and we have all the controls, and here are all our decals loaded. We have a master switch, display decals, which turns the display of the decals on and off. So for the first step, we'll take and delete all our current decals. To create a new decal, we type in a name, and then either press the Enter key or click on Add Decals. Even though we have Display Decals selected, there is no decal in the window. And so I'll click on Test, and if we look here, there's an individual control for each decal to turn it on and off. So I'll turn it on, and we have our decal. And since there is no image assigned to the decal yet, it's showing the default texture map. So I'm going to take and show a 100% size decal. And I'll take and reduce down the size of the window. And now we'll see that the height is completely filled, but the width isn't. This is a square decal, and since the viewport isn't square, there has to be an open area. The calculation for size always goes on the smallest dimension, whether it's height or width, to determine the size of the decal. And if I increase the size of the window, we come to a square viewport, and it's completely filled by the decal. But if I keep increasing the height, we get a clear area on the bottom. Okay, now for picking your size, it's just an eyeball measurement, and you just keep changing the number till you get something that you want to see for its size. Then to position the decal around the screen, we have this combo box, and it's put the decal in the top left corner. We could put it in the top right corner. We can put it on the bottom left corner, and we can put it on the bottom right corner, and also in the very center of the image. Now there is one more, and this is anywhere, which means that we can set the decal anywhere we want it to be. And by default, it starts off in the lower left-hand corner of the viewport because it's just the way it's set up in OpenGL. And because the measurements to position a small viewport, and each decal is rendered into its own viewport, is measured from the bottom left-hand corner in X and Y coordinates to position it inside the large one. And that's where we get to use the anywhere settings. And if I take and type in 50% of the width and press enter, the decal moves over to this corner, which is halfway. And then if we do the same for the height, we get the decal going up the other way. And then you can even take and have the decal part way off the screen. So if instead of going up 50, if I went down -10, we've got the decal partly hidden down underneath. So I'm going to go back to center, and now we're going to put an image on. To put an image on, it can be RGB or RGBA, which is translucent. And so I'll select an image, and I'll take patch selected there. Click open, and now here's our image showing up. And if you look real close, you can see a black outline around the image so that you can see what its real size is. And if we took and selected another image, we could say go to IDAN computers, and this is it has quite a small height with it going the other way. And I'll zoom down so you can see it a little bit better. And then I will do one more, and I'll take Acme, and it goes the other direction. And that's all you do to get the image. And now we'll go back and get Uncle Sam. And okay, this is like this. Now we come down to, we can also rotate the Decal. And to do that, you just type in the amount that you want to rotate it. So we'll rotate it 45 degrees. And you can see that we've got edges of the Decal cut off. Now, if you've got enough clear transparent area around the Decal, you don't have to worry about any of the parts that are getting chopped off. But if we go to another Decal, that's let's see, logo. Now we've chopped off part of the Decal there, and so to get around that is we put click on Use Frame, and it puts a frame around the Decal which we can't see, and the dimensions of the frame is the diagonal for the bitmap image, and so it all appears inside. Now, if we have one of them that has quite a difference between width and height, instead of being square or almost square, it will look even worse. So we'll take USCOM here, and it looks good here with the frame turned on, but if I take and turn frame off, it gets squished because it's there's not enough space. So for that case, we have to use the frame. Then you can save out any of the decals that you're using by just clicking on Save Decals and giving a name for the file. And we can also read in decals, and we'll take Decals IDAN, which was first displayed. Click there, and then they all come back, plus the original test one that we were. And you can see in the list we've got test, and then we've got all the others. And rendering happens starting with test and ends with rifle scope. And then if we want to get rid of just test, we just click on it, select it, and then say free this Decal. And so that gets rid of all those. And then if we take and move around, you can see the Decals all get resized and moved. Now, if you're doing something in the center, like the US SOCOM ones that we have around, is that when you resize the aspect ratio of your window, they might not be where you want them to be. So if your program allows changing aspect ratios, then you want to position your Decals on the most used aspect ratio. And then if we go to the DLL, we get the same controls, but they appear on the Decals page. And then you take and under New Decal, you fill in all the values that you want, and then you click Add Decal to create the Decal. And here it gets put in the list, and we can see it's created, but it's not showing up. And that's because we haven't got the global display decals turned on, and there's our Acme moved up. And if I click on Acme, its values are shown in here. And then if I take and read our Decals IDAN file, there they are, and we're all back again, same as we were over in AccuTrans. Well, this completes the preview. Goodbye.